Hey, what's up guys? It's Foster, and today we're talking all about AxleBack exhaust systems for your 2022 Plus WRX. An AxleBack exhaust is a great first modification for these cars. I highly recommend it because it makes driving a lot more fun when you can actually hear your engine a little bit, and they're not nearly as expensive as a catback exhaust, so that's definitely a plus. You also typically get some weight savings because most AxleBacks are going to delete your stock mufflers. And best of all, you're not going to void your warranty by installing one of these, so if you still got a warranty on your car, this is a great mod. So what is an AxleBack exhaust? Well, as the name implies, everything behind your rear axle gets changed out. Typically, these are also called muffler deletes as well because the stock mufflers live right here. But to do this project, it's really easy. You have to replace 4 bolts. There's 2 on each side that are holding your stock mufflers in place. And you can do this project with basic hand tools. So the tools you're gonna need to do this project are a can of WD-40. This one makes sliding your exhaust in and out of those hangers a lot easier. I've also got an exhaust hanger removal tool, and this is designed specifically for getting those hangers out of their brackets. It makes your life a whole lot easier. And then I've got a 14-inch socket and a 14-inch wrench, and that's all that's required to remove the hardware that's holding your stock mufflers in place. Next, let's talk a little bit about all the different exhaust tips that are available for your AxleBack. And this is where you can start to have fun and personalize your car a little bit, customize it to your own taste. If we're talking about Remark in specific, they've got a 3.5-inch version of their quad tip AxleBack. That's what we have installed on the WRX. They've also got a 4-inch tip version if you're looking for something with a little bit more personality. Or if you want to go really wild with it, they also have a Boso edition of their AxleBack. And that's inspired by Japanese bosozoku culture with really wild, flashy exhausts. So depending on if you want to go more mild or more wild, there are a bunch of different tip options for you. If we're talking about color of tips, there's a stainless steel finish, there's a burnt blue finish, and then some brands like ETS also offer a black finish. So depending on your preference and your taste, you can get a whole bunch of different finishes available for your AxleBack. And then finally, we're talking about the wall thickness of your AxleBack, and there's a single wall or a double wall available. And that also comes down to personal preference, the look and the style. If you want a slightly thicker exhaust tip or if you want a slightly thinner one, there is a whole bunch of things for you guys to choose from. So in terms of performance, you're really not going to get a huge benefit by switching out your car's AxleBack exhausts. But down the road, if you have an upgraded turbocharger and you add some bolt-on modifications, then the factory exhaust really does become a bit of a restriction. So one thing that's cool about these Remark AxleBacks is they offer a mid-pipe conversion kit for them, essentially turning your AxleBack exhaust into a full catback system. They've got a resonated and a non-resonated version, and it gives you full 3-inch piping that splits to 2.5-inch piping, so you're gonna get that performance benefit of the larger diameter piping. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick is there are some differences in fitment between AxleBack and catback exhaust on the VA and the VB generation, so keep that in mind when you're deciding what AxleBack or catback is right for you, because there are some tweaks, and if you want them to sit right in your bumper, you gotta make sure you pick the right version. Let's talk about pricing, and like a lot of car parts, there's a huge range for what you can expect to pay if you're looking at AxleBacks. But starting with the Remark 4-inch single wall tip, that's gonna come in at $365. And then if you want the double wall tip, that is a little bit more. Their Boso edition exhaust comes in at $517. And then if you want to go to an ETS AxleBack, they have a non-muffled version at $595 and a muffled version at $695. While that might sound expensive, most catbacks are actually a little bit more than $1,000, so you still are saving some money by going with an AxleBack. And in the end of the day, it's really up to you whether or not you want to spend the money on a catback or if you want to save a little bit of money and get that sound of an AxleBack. Speaking of sound, hopefully you didn't think I was gonna do a whole AxleBack exhaust video without giving you guys some sound clips. Don't worry, that part is coming up, but let's talk a little bit about how the different AxleBacks sound. To be honest, they all kind of sound a little bit similar. There's really not that much you can change with an AxleBack. You can delete the mufflers, you can change the piping size, but in the end, they're all gonna have a similar sound quality compared to when you start getting into the catback territory. Regardless, I'm still gonna take the car out for some sound clips. We've got 2 different Remark exhausts we're gonna put on here, so let me know what you guys think of them. All right, that's pretty much gonna do it for our AxleBack exhaust guide for your 2022 Plus WRX. Hopefully you found this video helpful if you're in the market for an AxleBack exhaust or if you just picked up one of these cars. I would say that is pretty much the most fun modification you can do right off the bat, so I would highly recommend it. And there are a ton of different options for you to choose from, and they all have their unique advantages and their own styles, so hopefully you found something that you liked. With that said, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.